Minister of Israel Benjamin Netanyahu is drawing criticism for apparently calling into question who bears ultimate responsibility for the Holocaust. Now, this was at a speech to the Zionist Congress on Tuesday night, and he said Hitler didn't want to exterminate the Jews at the time. He wanted to expel the Jews. The Prime Minister said that the Mufti, Hajj Amin al-Husseini, at the time was the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, had protested to Hitler that they'll come here, referring to Palestine, speaking about who would eventually become the Israelis. So what should I do with them? Mr. Netanyahu quoted Hitler as asking Mr. Husseini. He said, burn them. So Hitler apparently not wanting to commit genocide up until speaking with the Mufti of Jerusalem, who convinced him to, rather than expel them, to kill them. Now, this is not the first person who has tried to make the case that the Mufti bears responsibility for the Holocaust, nor is it the first time that Netanyahu has made this case. He's been doing it since back in the 90s. And he says, by the way, after getting this criticism, that he is not actually absolving Adolf Hitler of any of the responsibility, but he is laying out some alternate history where Hitler did not want to kill the Jews, even though historically at this time it was already ongoing and Hitler had been speaking about his genocidal plans for years at this point. Now, in these videos, normally I give a final judgment on an issue, but I am not going to pretend that I'm an expert on the Holocaust or German history or Israeli history, but thankfully others are. And as they have in the past when these allegations have come up, they are knocking them down. Professor Meir Litvak, a historian at Tel Aviv University, called the speech a lie and a disgrace. Isaac Herzog, the Israeli leader of the opposition Zionist Union Party, said the remark was a dangerous distortion of history that trivializes the Holocaust, trivializes the Nazis, and share of the terrible dictator Adolf Hitler's terrible tragedy of our people during the Holocaust. And then finally, Germany, being very upfront about this issue, a representative of Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel says Germans know that responsibility for the Holocaust is very much our own. All Germans know the history of the murderous race mania of the Nazis that led to the break with civilization that was the Holocaust. Now, if you look into what the Mufti referenced in Netanyahu's comments did actually do historically, he seems like a bit of a monster, certainly a bad guy who did call for exterminations and mass violence against Jews. But Adolf Hitler did not need to be convinced of this by the Mufti or by anyone else. He was following a plan that he had laid out years before, and thus, both from my point of view and the point of view of the experts, bears ultimate responsibility for the Holocaust, and that's their final judgment.
The Chinese president is in the UK on a 4-day state visit with the British Prime Minister, hailing a golden era in relations between the two countries.
I think this is going to be a very important moment for British-Chinese relations, which are in a very good state, something of a golden era in our relationship.
And London made sure Xi Jinping was met with a golden era-style welcome. The Chinese president received a gun salute, horse parade, and a ride with the Queen in the royal carriage. The Chinese leader is not the only person enjoying London's good graces. Just a day ahead of Xi's visit to the UK, David Cameron appointed this man, his business advisor. Jack Ma is a Chinese businessman and the founder of Alibaba, a Chinese version of Amazon. The two have been on good terms for a while, and 2 years ago, Cameron even posted a selfie with Ma on Twitter, fulfilling a promise he had made. Well, Xi Jinping has called the UK the Western country that is most open to China. He heaped praise on Britain for what he called its visionary and strategic choice to strengthen commercial ties with Beijing. The president also reaffirmed this was the start of a golden era in relations. Now, during his visit to the north of England, the Chinese leader, despite being a keen Manchester United fan, will call in at their bitter rivals, Man City. And that's before a spot of dinner at the local town hall. Today in London, Xi Jinping is also set to address Parliament. Now, Cameron has insisted the UK's ever closer ties with China will not harm the special relationship with the US. Last month, the Chinese leader visited America and received a lavish welcome there too, despite tensions between the two states. Con Hallinan from the Foreign Policy in Focus think tank believes Britain needs China despite the risk of causing a rift with Washington.
British are not really bumping up against the Chinese the way the Americans are in places like the South China Sea. Britain doesn't really have allies, with the exception of maybe Australia and New Zealand, the way the U.S. has with the Philippines and Japan and South Korea. The Americans asked the British not to take part in the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. The British paid no attention to that at all and joined right in. What you see here is that the U.S. is throwing a weight around in a way in which they don't have the same weight anymore. And I think that the British are going to look after themselves. So does this mean that there's a major division between the British and the Americans? Not on the Middle East, but on Asia, yeah, I do think so. You know, British Empire, the sun set on that empire a long time ago. So any kind of investment on the part of China is going to be a godsend.
With President Xi Jinping's arrival at Downing Street, this state visit was reaching its high point. From both leaders, the final word on Britain's first nuclear power station in 2 decades. With China chipping in a third of the $45 billion cost, the deal will go ahead.
The Prime Minister and I were witnessing the signing of some intergovernmental and business cooperation documents, which include the Hinkley Point Power Station, with the involvement of a Chinese company. This is a flagship project of cooperation between our countries in recent years. It will lead to more practical cooperation of this kind between the two sides.
The British Prime Minister equally adamant.
But actually the investment we're talking about today, we're going to build a nuclear power station in Britain that's going to have British steel.
With that strength of political power behind it, work on the Hinkley Power Station is expected to get underway within weeks. The twin reactor plant could employ 5,600 people at the peak of its decade-long construction, coming online within 10 years. Although the highest price deal agreed by the President and Prime Minister, it was one among many. Here with the Queen's grandson, the Duke of Cambridge, President Xi Jinping looks at the latest sports car from James Bond's favourite motor manufacturers. Chinese money being invested in developing a zero-emissions electric model. But according to the two leaders, this state visit isn't all about money.
The stronger the relationship between our countries, the more we'll be able to have a serious dialogue. We may not always agree, but we can discuss issues openly and constructively.
China and the UK are both major countries with significant influence. I am making a state visit to the UK to build on past achievements and elevate our political trust and practical cooperation in all fields.
From here, the President will be heading off to the City of London, Britain's financial centre, to make a keynote address. The audience, made up of largely bankers and financiers, as well as Britain's Finance Minister George Osborne, will be keen to hear what the President thinks the role of the City of London should be in the internationalisation of the Chinese currency, the renminbi. Richard Bestick, CCTV, 10 Downing Street, London.
Do you remember the days of slavery? Thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
I have a dream that one day all the nations of the world, irrespective of classification, color, or creed, whether you're of the old or new breed, will one day come together under the umbrella of peace, love, and respect for each other. And I, Junior Shindig Sinclair, saying, you must always be willing to forgive, but never forget where you're coming from. Do you remember our national heroes? 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 Paul Bogle, born in 1822, he was a successful small farmer and Baptist deacon of Stony Gut in the hills of St. Thomas. He was the leader of the Moran Bay Rebellion, a major event in Jamaican history and a watershed in the development of the people's fight for human rights and justice. At Stony Gut, many settlers had bought land from Middleton Estate nearby. However, the sales were being challenged, and instead of having the matter settled in court as civil disputes, the magistrates were arresting the settlers as if they were criminals and charging them for squatting. Petitions were sent to Governor Edward Erie for his assistance, but he would not listen. In April 1865, a petition from the parish of St. Anne was sent to Queen Victoria Fenton. The British authorities refused to study or address the issue, even though the people were prepared to work. But there were no jobs on the plantations and no land was available for them to establish their own cultivations. On August 12, a meeting was held in Moran Bay. Paul Bogle and a group of men were deputed to take a petition to the governor stating the serious problems facing the farmers and the unemployed in St. Thomas. They walked the 45 miles to Spanish Town, but Governor Erie refused to see them, and they had to retrace the route in deep disappointment and growing despair. On October 17, Deacon Bogle led a march of over 200 to Moran Bay to hear cases of settlers being tried for refusing to leave the lands they had bought. Mayhem broke out when a settler was arrested and then rescued from the constables. The people returned to Stony Gut, and on October 10th, 6 policemen came with 28 warrants for the arrest of Deacon Bogle and other members of his party. Over 300 villagers converged on the constables, beat them and threatened to kill them if they did not join their cause. Bogle then promised to attend court the following day. On October 11th, while a meeting on the parish vestry was in progress, when they heard the approach of some 300 marchers from Stony Gut blowing pipes and beating drums. When ordered to stop, the people refused. The militia fired, killing 7 marchers. Infuriated, the marchers chased the officials, burned the courthouse and surrounding buildings, and killed about 21 officials. Martial law was declared on October 13, and General Jackson was dispatched from Kingston with orders to crush the rebellion. The soldiers killed hundreds of innocent people, burnt over 1,000 buildings, and created such havoc that it took years for the area to recover. On October 16, Stony Gut was burned to the ground, including the chapel, and most of the residents who did not escape were killed. Deacon Bogle was hunted and captured by the Portland and Maroons. The people of Stony Gut and their valiant leaders had shown that Jamaicans would not allow their rights to be trampled, nor would they take official arrogance without response, nor would they stop their demands of economic opportunity for jobs loves for land and above all for justice. For this, Paul Bogle was hanged on October 24, 1865. Try and remember, do you remember? Do you remember?
Baruka.
Nations of the world, irrespective of classification, color, or creed, whether you're of the old or new breed, will one day come together under the umbrella of peace, love, and respect for each other. And I, Junior Shindig Sinclair, saying, you must always be willing to forgive, but never forget where you're coming from. Do you remember our national heroes? 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 Samuel Sharp, born in 1801 in Montego Bay. Sam Sharp is a major figure in the history of the human struggle for the freedom against oppression, of might against right, and of free labor against slavery. His struggle culminated in the Baptist War of the 1831-1832, which was a major factor in granting freedom to some 500,000 black people in the British Empire, the greatest imperial power in the 19th century. He grew up as a house slave and was well educated by his master, also named Samuel Sharp. His campaign, now hailed as the Western Liberation Uprising and by others as the Emancipation Rebellion, was the 29th major violent attack by the slaves against the planters. It adds eloquent proof that the African people taken to Jamaica never accepted their condition to this desecration of their human rights. The brutalized people started meeting at night, reading newspapers from Europe, telling of the fight against the system. But there was no reprieve. In 1831, Sam Sharp started plotting with the other Baptist class leaders in Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney to stage a strike after the Christmas holidays of December 25th and 27th. They believed that Queen Victoria of Britain had granted freedom, and the planters had refused to obey the law. They would therefore have to take freedom by force. On December 28, 1831, after the planters' order to return to work, the revolt started with the burning of Kensington Estate in the hills of St. James, then the Palmyra on the coast, and the night lit up like stars in the sky. The planters of all western parishes fled to the towns with their families. 14 white people were killed, dozens of great houses, factories, and fields were destroyed, and a martial law declared. Between 25,000 and 40,000 withdrew their labor. It was one of history's great resistance movements, a response to over 200 years of oppression. The power of guns restored control to the authorities, and 750 were found guilty, of whom 580 were executed. Daddy Sharp, as he was called by his followers, surrendered in Montego Bay and claimed sole responsibility for planning and executing the insurrection. Sentenced to death as he expected, Daddy Sharp spoke for all mankind the following immortal words as he gazed at the gallows in Montego Bay Market. I would rather die upon yonder gallows than live in slavery. On that very day, the British Parliament established a committee to plan for the abandonment of the evil system. Samuel Sharp, Baptist preacher, teacher, and class leader, had not died in vain in 1832. Try and remember, you're of the old or new breed, will one day come together under the umbrella of peace, love, and respect for each other. And I, Junior Shindig Sinclair, saying, you must always be willing to forgive, but never forget where you're coming from. Do you remember our national heroes? 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 Nanny of the Maroons, born in 1680, the only female national heroine, not born in Jamaica, but in Africa. An Ashanti princess came to Jamaica and escaped into the hills of Portland. When the first Maroon War erupted in 1720 to 1739, she led her warriors in a war against the mighty British Army, suffering few losses and inflicting heavy damage. She established a tradition of strength and leadership among women. A mistress of the art of guerrilla warfare, she kept the spirit of the people high, even when staring defeat in the face. She dealt with all the needs of the people, acting as planner, judge, teacher, commander-in-chief, architect, medical advisor, spiritual advisor, and mother. These roles are all necessary in a society, and it is the duty of a leader to see that they are fulfilled. Queen Nanny not only carried them out herself, but also trained others to perform these tasks so that the people were properly served. Nanny of the Maroons died in 1750. Try and remember, do you remember? Do you remember?
Good night. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. We'll be there next Wednesday. You know, could be somewhere else, but we choose to be here. While you look all the ones them out there who really recognize the importance of what we are doing and check out things and investigate things and come to the conclusion and say, well, I'm out, you know, so where I say, I saw it go. We give thanks to that. We give thanks to the many ones them who really stop calling about madman. Because you know, so we used to go through all of that. They would say, boy, damn barefoot Rasta madman, boy. Pure damn fools some talk on the radio. Well, we give thanks to the youth, them recognize it's not madness. Because it take a whole heap of them to go away and go in a big university. To come here, the same thing in a university, them when them here upon this free university. We give thanks to all the Rastafari brethren and sisters out there who stand up in the struggle and don't make nothing way for them. Because you know, say, it's easy to get trapped, you know, by how the system set up, you know. Because you see them have, this are Heroes Week, you know. No Heroes Week, this. No Heroes, what them call it? Heroes Week. You see them are celebrating the thing about heroes as a government. You know, so the government, a token thing them I work with. Eh? Last week Monday?
It started last week and ended Monday and Heroes Day.
It ended for Heroes Day, but I don't see them keep nothing. Them should have big things in that stadium. The national heroes, them make more sense than the day where them call Independence Day, the 6th of August. I know I will want to agree with that. The national heroes, especially Nanny, because we just played 3 of them a while ago. Nanny, we play Bogle and Sam Sharp, and in this time, you know, Marcus Garvey. And my 4 national heroes that. Nanny, Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle, Marcus Garvey. I not say nothing of significance keep for what them call National Heroes Week. I not say nothing of significance. I see when independence a come round, them have all sort of things, slave dance. Everybody dress up in the Indian cloth. We make a India, they call it bandana. India it come from, you know. You think it has nothing to do with Africa? No, it has nothing to do with Africa. Indian people cloth. Them spread out the people and then you see everybody had blue drawers, dukun, what them call dukuno, a slave food, you know. Limbo business, a slave thing upon the ship, them, you know, upon the ship, the limbo, slave, how low you can go. We don't have no African heritage. We celebrate our African heritage. All we celebrate is Jamaican culture. Most of the culture of Jamaica stem from what the slave them, the Africans them used to do here in slavery. While the Chinese can celebrate them heritage, which is not Jamaican, and the Indian them celebrate them heritage, which is not Jamaican, we can't celebrate no African nothing because we don't have no educational background or historical background that we can claim. The only thing we have is our genetic memory. And that is really where we are alive. Believe it or not, our genetic memory is keeping us alive right down as so. In a way we call the farmer slave plantation islands, where the thing is rum and coconut water. So when we celebrate the heroes, we have to recognize how important it is for our development and our struggle right now. That is why we say, I would have preferred to see $47 million put into the education of the people when it comes on to the national heroes, rather than go put on something in a, what them call it? Slave rebellion. Them put on some slave thing in a culture, in a stadium. In a stadium, yeah. And them perpetuate this argument of out of many one people. Out of many one people. And out of Africa many people came. But the people them who is the original people don't ever recognize themselves as original people. Because them so get caught in slavery. And the slavery mentality. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing when a man is a slave and don't know him is a slave. We mentioned this so many times. Harriet Tubman, who run the underground freedom train, which was not really a train, but she was leading people from the south to the north where slavery was supposed to be long gone, nearer to Canada. Harriet Tubman said, I have freed so many slaves, and I could have freed many more if only they knew they were slaves. And right now, we can't say the same thing right here in a Jamaica yes or no. We could have freed so many slaves if only they knew they were slaves. And it's very, very, very weird when you try to tell a slave, say, look here, you need some freedom, and they might say, oh, what you are talking about? Me all right with me there. Me contented with me boom drink and me cheese tricks and me Kentucky and me Burger King and me denim drawers, because that no man them a wear now. I don't know man can wear denim as, first time they used to wear it as underwear. They used to wear panties as underwear, but now you see people that walk up and down, women that walk up and down in them panties, and them call it shorts, which is really denim drawers. And I see some ladies in the ghetto there, going out in the nights, and them have on these When them call it shorts, I don't know. Watch your man, that's not shorts, that is panty. It's panty make with denim cloth. And them have one little thing, each have on the top, so them hide breast. We don't hide no breast, because them breast so big that it puff over it. And them have mesh over it now, like say them hide the whole thing with the mesh blouse. And them walk on the street quite contented, quite nice with them fingernail. Some of them fingernail look like them cut off them toenail like each one them finger. It's a terrible thing. Thick. Them toenail thick, them fingernail thick, you know. But and then them have this. Boy, I don't know Rasta. We last. So we are trying to feed the slave, them and slave them don't know to them and slave. You Muta, me no business where you want to say, you know. Muta, me no business where you want to say. To each his own. Of course, to each his own. Me not disagree with to each his own. But where you have your own, like when me look on Shamar the other day, and I asked her about her extension, and she say, me say, what a beautiful hat you have. I say, at about a ear. Me say, I your watch. She say, oh, me have received feet. Whenever I don't say, whenever I don't, why, I don't know. God, this God, what am I talking about? I mean, trust me, man, he must be really disappointed, you know. Maybe that's the people that go out through the days of Noah, make him destroy the whole rotted place, you know. I just flood out the whole place and murder the whole of them. But no, it look like them are the same thing. It look like him need to flood out the whole place again and murder the whole of them. Because when somebody can look at you and tell you, say, them have receipt for them ear. I said something wrong with humankind. You know, see, something wrong with humankind, man. When a woman can put toothpaste, cover her face with toothpaste. We suppose, when she cover her face with toothpaste, you know, she'll try to make her face look good, you know. When she open her mouth, a pure darkness in there, you know. Not one teeth. That child say, wait, it's where I go on. Them make them try to make them face look good, you know, when you're looking at them mouth. Nothing. And you say, but wait, something wrong. Why a woman would have on all these pretty clothes and bling clothes? And then she want to fix up her outward appearance and not her inward appearance. And then you see a man face but you don't see him hard. But guess what? Sometimes when you come out in your physical appearance, so sometimes a man says not what you wear, but really and truly it's what you wear a whole heap of time that define you. People don't want to accept that, but that is a reality. When a woman left her yard and a man left them yard, them think before them put on what them put on. Think. So it's not like say you just go throw on anything. No guy not just throw on anything unless you're rich. But poor people think hard for what they're going to put on. And then I say, don't judge a man by his appearance. Yes, judge a man by his appearance. Judge a man by his appearance, because what you have on is what you have inside of you. What people not going to agree with that. But me I tell you, check it and see if I lie, me I tell. Most of the time when somebody has left them here, them think hard before them put on what them put on. Them not just throw on anything. Or if you throw on anything, you like walk around in your pyjama and not feel no way. But they say, oh, me not walk on the road with no pyjama. But you have your fingernail, you have your toenail by your finger. I don't understand how that work out. Or you have your toenail by your finger. And your skin, pecky. Black people don't look good when them have on all them woolly tattoo they need, you know. And white people fear them tattoo, you know, because it's when black people have on a tattoo, it look like them dirty. Because it's like a black pan black again and black pan brown. It don't look presentable. You know, it look like them wash part of them skin and never remember to wash part of them skin and them that do garden work and them never bathe good and all them way. When white people have on tattoo, you see the tattoo separate. When black people have on tattoo, you don't see no tattoo not separate. Them look like them no beard. That's why I find it very difficult when my brethren brother look on an alkaline body at night time. Him stop do it now still. But yeah, you just come here. You just come here. You just come here. When my boy ready, you know. You see Vice Cartel. Oh gosh, man. Vice Cartel body straight up. Tattoo like trouble. Tattoo. I mean, I say, well, because, you know, I mean, them man, they not look. Them not look. No. See how they them not look appealing, Rasta. White people for wear. It's if a black man wear tattoo. If we a little thing, you know, decent little thing, maybe upon him muscle just or somewhere. But them whole heap tattoo, it look dirty. Me look on a Lil Wayne on TV, you know. I say, wait, what is this mad guy, Rasta? And then them teeth, them look like, you know, it jump out by you, and then them locks, them look, you know, it's like, them man, they make you know want to have locks. When you look on for them locks, you know, it's like, it look horrible. So black people, really, we could have free more, like Harriet Tubman. But them don't know, so them a slave. Because they make the bleach out them blackness. The little prettiness where them have gone on at them foot. Them not have no understanding of them heroes. Because the system set up a way right now that heroes weak gone and we don't see nothing of substance. The most important thing we see happen at the other day, and I'm not because I'm involved in it, but the other day when them have the Stony Gut, the march from Stony Gut go down at the old courthouse and Morant Bay there. And the night before them have the coming up people them, and then Sunday night gone John T. Who want you up John T, you know? From long at 5 or young, you know. Yes, John T. Me like what you do the other night, you know. 1,000 candle light for Paul Bogle. Right in the heart of the ghetto there, so. Naya Bingy elders, I mean, all the ones them were involved with certain things. Big chanting. You have award ceremony. You look Bongo Roman get award. Ken Booth get award. Mike Henry come get a speech. He was a guest speaker. Yes, the thing in right at the heart of the ghetto there. I'm telling you people them I know that they are going right now. So 1,000 candle. Big Paul Bogle right in the car park, and the candle them light up. If you was in a plane, because I take the picture from up at the top. Upstairs. And when you look down, if you didn't have a plane, you could have seen Paul Bogle light up on the ground in the ghetto there. So we want to big up John T. for put on such a wonderful ceremony for Paul Bogle. You know, Paul Bogle, great grand relative, Constantine him name, Bogle. You have Alex Brown, yes. Quite a few ones there. We really like how John T just transformed the whole of Fiver Young and West Street so into a place of cultural manifestation for Paul Bogle and Heroes Week. And we, as we said before, we never say nothing of substance put out by the government of Jamaica to recognize these people who died, who gave their life, that we can recognize what it is to struggle for liberation, struggle for the working class people, for poor people. Sam Sharp say, when them capture him, say, I'd rather die and yonder gallas than live as a slave. Imagine that. Young boy too, you know. Young boy. You might think that's an old man, you know. True, we there, so no one of them live long time, you know, but that's some young man, you know. Sam Sharp say, you see that gallas over there, so? Me prefer hang upon that than live as a slave. When you hear a youth ball out that, you know, you prefer die than live as a slave. When you remember Paul Bogle, well, Paul Bogle said, skin for skin, color for color. When Nanny goes so bam, and staying at the mountain, them at the Drunkard Mountain there, in a Blue Mountain and Drunkard Mountain, where them know have as a heritage site. Up there, so nanny used to there, you know. When white boy I come up hill with the militia, them I come up the hill, you know. She just get the cauldron of water and tell the slave them to put wood underneath the fire. Push wood under the fire. Under the cauldron there with the water. And when white boy around come up the hill, she just turn over that pan them. Military strategy. We want to hear about these people more. For sure, say, whenever they just passive, just sit down and take everything, just take everything, so. We fight for this, fight for liberation, fight for take out the chain off our foot. And now, true, we don't see no chain for our foot, you know. We get complacent. True, we have visa. Visa freedom to a whole heap of people, you know, because the majority of youth in Jamaica want to go to foreign because them don't see no better here. There's no prosperity here that the youth them who left all university can pursue unless them gone to Montego Bay with them computer. And a whole heap of them heading for Montego Bay now because that is where the action is, where you can use champagne and the car and burn up money and say who can burn up much more money than who. Me burn 10,000 and you can't burn it, you have to give me 10,000 because me don't burn my 10,000. And if you put out, if you give your relative money if you put in a bank and then spend out so much, you go for you shoot him. And you call a little old shrivel up white woman a foreign and tell her that she win some money. $1 million, she must send $2,000. Forget the $1 million, she like an idiot runner, so send the $2,000, expect forget $1 million, damn idiot them. And then somebody come here, come marry this scammer. The scammer say, look here, darling, when you come and bring $10,000 US, when she reach at the airport, the guy does, I know one guy to you know, but me know have the instant with this brother here. When she reach at the airport, him drive her in the fanciest car and say, you bring the $10,000. Yes, darling. All right. Get the $10,000, put her in a spanking hotel, and that was it for she. That was it for she, damn idiot. Click the button. You know, so this Sunday, we will be back in Morant Bay at the courthouse, where there will be a dramatization of the trial of Governor Ear. This trial represents 1865, what should have been done in that time. Well, because we get sensible now and we understand things clearer now, we can now take it on our head and the responsibility of us to recognize how important it is to go back. There's a word named Sankofa. To go back. You go back to come forward. Learning from the past. Because what happened in the past directly related to what is happening right now as we speak. So we cannot ignore what happened in the past. Like what this guy come here, come tell black people, and black people here, they don't think that way they already do. You have black people in Jamaica who say, well, we must move forward. Then wait there. True, I talk about slavery, I now move forward. When me left here, me gone on my bed, go sleep. And drive, go home, cook me food, go up on tour, see me don't move forward because me I talk about slavery. It's a madness when a man is about forget the past and move on. I don't have no African conscious minded person will make slavery and stop them from doing what them supposed to do for them family and them surroundings. I don't have no African minded person. I don't have no Pan-Africanist minded person where because we are talking about reparation and repatriation is not doing no work and say, me not do no work because me not get no reparation. I don't have no African person who doing that. So this argument about forget about the past and move on because, you know, this and that, it's not stagnating my development. Speaking this way is not stagnating my development. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling empowered. And I feel like I'm empowering others too when I speak this way. So let us not make them twist way with consciousness of our mind. Let us talk about Nani. Let us talk about Paul Bogle. And as we say, this Sunday we will be in Morant Bay. And this is supposed to seal up now that event. So we notice the movement and the talking and the actions, though small it might be, is waking up a lot of the slaves. And we feel good to see that, especially the younger slaves. Because you know, it's the bossy slaves them in the parliament, them can't come back, you know. Them bossy slaves there, them wouldn't like see your next Paul Bogle. You know the people them are ball for your next Paul Bogle. No more Paul Bogle now come, you know. We know. I am my ancestor. I know, you know. And they I them who are listening, Brian and Tony. We are the Bogle them, we are wait pan. As a matter of fact, I go and play that tune there, you know. I go and play that tune because it's a very important tune in the scheme of the things. Just like how you have my great-grandmother sit down on her veranda wait for Jesus for come save her. And she dead. And for her mother, or for her picnic, which is my granny, I wait for Jesus to come and my granny dead. And up to now, no Jesus no come. So what we are saying is that the young Jesus when it come here, so it's the ship when name Jesus when they bring a whole heap away on here, so John Hawkins have a ship name. Hey, them people they're presumptuous too, you know. After them I read Bible, you know. Them take out names out of the Bible and name them slave ship off of the people there. Hey, what a terrible thing. Them name the ship them off of Bible icons. I can't tell icons going on. It says Jesus, John the Baptist. Just like one man in a car, all them cat. You have some man a drive all them cat yet. I tell you you have some cat mark Usain Bolt, you know. I tell you. Yeah, somebody push them cat, you know. First time man used to print up all them cat, you know, all them bicycle. You understand? But I same thing them man they don't know, them call them did so into Christian thinking, you know. Anglican people, them, you know. Anglican people, Anglican church, Anglo-Saxon church. A murderer who did want married him girlfriend, and the Pope say you can't divorce. Him say you think things may go follow you all the while, but me want married to she. So you know what him do now? Him just break away from the church and start him own thing and make himself the Pope even though he was the king. Henry VIII. Kill couple of him wife them too and start a church. And black people join the Anglican Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglican, the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, not different from the Roman Catholic Church. The only difference is that one is in England, and them say all of the royal family. If you're married to a Roman Catholic church, we're going to denounce you. If you're married to a Roman Catholic. No member of the royal house was married to a Roman Catholic. Because it's that my boy, when he Henry VIII, realized and just said, boy, I'm going to break all ties with Rome. And these guys is the same people them in England today. They are the ones that enslave us. And it's free self. Some of we jump overboard, you know. Some of we kill some of the white people that we could all eat some of them too. Because maybe if we did eat them, we would have better have. But we are the ones who will wait for. So when I look for no Jesus come save we. Because you could have talk from now till 1,000 years. There's no man in the sky will come down, come save black people from white people oppression. No man. And the more black people bawl for Jesus, they say Jesus, so you know long Jesus soon come. Well, I listen to all them songs about soon come or soon coming king. Soon coming king. No man in the sky going come save black people from the oppression where black people are going through. A black people have to go find it in themselves. That salvation where black people are look for. They have to dig deep in them DNA, in them history, in them heritage, in them culture, and find themselves and free themselves. Because slave cannot free slave. You have to free yourself first before you can free the slave. But guess what? We could have freed so much if only they knew they were slaves. If only they knew where they were slaves. Because first, most of the times we are living in illusion. And we don't understand how to use illusion. The idea is to understand it is illusion. And illusions can work for you if you know it's illusion. But if you live within that illusion and don't know it's illusion, you're going to say ignorance is a bliss. Ignorance is confusion. Ignorance is stupidity most of the time. But them teach you that. Them say ignorance is bliss. So you must live in a utopian world with your ignorance. Meanwhile, them, well educated, well advanced, and prosperous, while we are look to them for salvation in them books of oppression, in them political ideology, in them religion. The two main things them that oppress black people. The politician promise you good living when you're alive. And the preacher promise you good living when you're dead. Both of them have the people them either and thither. And no, most of the black people them don't know where them going. Because black people no like nothing. When name African, most black people in a Jamaica me I talk about. Most black people in a Jamaica can't take when you tell them say them African. I never experienced a Jamaican who we call Chinese ball out say him a no Chinese man. And him never go to China yet. Our Chinese man become a Chinese man in a Jamaica. We never go to China yet. And we there say, me never go to Africa yet, no call me no African. If a cow born in a pig pen, him still a cow. A cow born in a pig pen no make him a pig. And right now, we born in a pig pen and a go on worse than the pig them. We are going worse than the pig them. Give me the dry up banana, boil some banana, dry, what them call it, banana skin and banana and yam skin, and throw some breadfruit skin in the pot and boil it with some whole heap of salt. Hog food. Hog food. Get the biggest kerosene tin. All of the half-turned breadfruit where you can find. Peel it. Throw it in the pot. All of the green banana skin where you can find. Throw it in the pot. All of the yam skin where you can find. All of the bado where you can dig up. Throw it in the pot. Bring the salt. Throw it in the pot. Boil it up and give the hog them. And when you hear the hog them, you know, see them belly full. And the cow find himself in a hog pen and I try go on like hog. You ever seen a cow try go on like hog? Then we African people, because we're born in a hog pen, are going like hog. And we no hog. We no hog. We don't have no trace of hog. Anya saw. Turn a whole heap away in a hog. Anya. What them call Examarca. Where the tying of them was. And the European them come. You know, Christopher Columbus never land in America. Christopher Columbus never go up on the land, you know. Because he did sick. He couldn't venture there, so come and him turn back out of Massachusetts there. And him come out of St. Anthony, so. And the way them teach it in at school, you know. Them teach about this thing in at school, like the Spaniards, them come off of the ship, and the tying of them see them, and them go up on the land out of St. Anthony Bay there, Discovery Bay, and them talk to the tying of them and say, boy, glad to see you, know. And the tying of them say, yes, I'm glad to see you too, you know. You want some fruits, rum and coconut water. The tying of them never know Spanish. And the Spaniard them never know Arawak. So no communication did go on. It's lie them a tell. Them come and see the land and them take the flag of Spain and drop it on the ground and say, in the name of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, this is now Spanish territory. Ignoring the people them that was here before them. And when the when it started Indian, when the tying of them people them head, one gunshot. Tying don't know nothing about gunshot. Then look on them and one less warm team friend. Tying take up all gun and turn it for himself and fire shot because now him look all at the nozzle. Tying turn the gun all in him nozzle and that's what I do. Like how the guy take the selfie with the gun. Same thing them do when they go to America to the so-called red man. Them call them Indian too. Anyway, white people go them call the people them Indian. I don't know, them have an obsession with India. Because them go to India to go divide it and call one side Pakistan and one side India too. And the same thing them treat the Indian them. Devastate India. Them go Australia. Devastate Australia. Devastate Australia, the Aboriginal people, original people from Australia. You hardly can say Aboriginal in Sydney. Hardly. The Maori people them in New Zealand, original Maori people them in New Zealand. White people go there and make them come like little bit, just like when you go to America now, you hardly see. Me never see a family of Native American walking on Fifth Avenue, New York. Did you know that Manhattan was bought for $25? The biggest real estate scam in history. $20 Manhattan. And did you know that to help to wipe out these so-called Native Americans, them put smallpox in a blanket, just like when them doing in South Africa, and put the anthrax in a the t-shirt them, and them make virus that only attack black people. Me talk about in my lifetime, I saw. In my lifetime, people, Africans, were perpetuate apartheid against the African them in South Africa. Them have a doctor named the Doctor of Death, where him stand up in the Truth and Reconciliation Court and admit, this is not something where me I make up. Him admit to the court that them was developing vaccines that could penetrate the virus would attack the genes of black people. Just like what them say, when them call a cancer with Jamaican black man, when them say, wait them again. When the cancer, when them say, You have to put up your finger in your anus to find out. You know, prostate cancer, yes. Them say prostate cancer attack black people more than white people. And them say Jamaica have one of the biggest cases of prostate cancer. Well, these guys build virus and vaccines that attack black people. Sometimes when you hear a man say we are all one blood, you wonder if that go clear. I mean, if we should have really said that. Sometimes you wonder, should I really say we are all one blood? Because really and truly, you know, black people blood, them can attack it in certain way in your genes and develop certain disease in a black people that white people is not susceptible to. And it has been going on for years. There was I would say, we have to keep repeating these things. There was a experiment done named the Tuskegee experiment in America. The Tuskegee experiment, them take 300 black people and was injecting them with syphilis to see how them would react. It called it Tuskegee experiment. And the black people them was dying. And is a woman discover what was happening and bust it. That years after, Bill Clinton, when he was president, apologized for that tragedy that took place in American history where them used black people as guinea pig. It happened, Tuskegee experiment. For those of you who have computer, you can go look for it. Tuskegee experiment. The Tuskegee experiment was used against black people. And here's the next experiment where them inject rat. Because them know say the rat them overtake certain black community. Them inject the rat them with certain virus that it attack the black community them, that them can see how black people react to these. Hey, them people are not easy, you know, Rasta. Them people are not easy, you know. That's why when we hear about all the bull and them things, that's why people have a right to get paranoid about these things, you know. Yeah, man. Sometimes you have some conspiracy theory we are going on, and you know, say, conspiracy theory is because your mind is so heightened with the cruelty and the wickedness that these people perpetrate against other human beings. That sometimes you don't have no valid reason for have these conspiracy theory in your head, you know. But because you know of this history and you know of how these people react and based up off of them history and them thing there. Yeah, I say, but wait, maybe it's true, you know. Maybe it's true. Because when a man can grow a human ears pan a rat, what the hell am I grow a human ears pan a rat for? Him want the rat look like Brian? What the hell, I mean, really? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to make a rat of a human ears pan it? But these are the things that these people do. This is the cutting edge on RFM. Yeah, the late great Del Jones.
For centuries I've been trapped on this slave ship. My history, culture, personality locked in its dungeon. They'll keep us of the dreams, cruel and barbaric. Whips, chains, and castrations are our daily diet.
Thought-provoking, always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
before me. Help make our families whole again. Help me use my mind to develop strong white totos who will defend me against the rapes you knew. Let them protect me against the theft of my identity and consciousness. Let them swing the sword of the warrior and kiss with tenderness the frail tomorrows promised me long ago. Let them join their father and I in the eradication of our continued exploitation. But most of all, let them return me to my station, to my powerful throne, for I am Africa's daughter, trapped on this slave ship. I am Africa's daughter, floating away on this slave ship. Ancestors, please help make the people see. They won't listen to me. Ancestors, please help with.
Where's my new black baby? Please help make the people see. Ancestors, please make the people see. They won't listen to me.
The man saying, ancestors, let the people see, because they won't listen to me. And that the man about out, you know, ancestors, please let the people see, because they won't listen to me. And we are crying the same cry, you know, because really and truly, we are going like say, because we're born in a pig pen, we are pig. And we are looking for savior. We're looking for savior. We're looking for all kind of different savior to come save we. You have some man that try to save the world and him can't save his family. It's a terrible thing. Him have him family in him yard. And him a try to save the world and I talk about where the world are going to happen to the world and the world will not happen to the world. And him pick me and his wife a yard. Want food, want clothes, want shelter. And him can't provide for him children. Him can't provide for him wife. Him can't provide for none of him friend them. But him did talk about how him rule the world. Aye, sir. And we are wait pan. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones.
We are the ones. We are the ones we've been waiting. 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 We are the ones we've been waiting.
Provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. Ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting.
So this, I could play this tune now, because if I forget to play this tune, I can't go down back on West Street. If I don't play this tune, I can't go back down West Street, because some ladies, some more time, we know the kind of vibes where you play down this the other night, you know, Peter Touch and them today. But so when you go up on the radio, more you play this tune for me. So you want me to go for all the ladies them who have it in them. Because you have some sisters out there, you know, where you gotta take them for granted, you know, but trust me, you can't talk to them a little weird way too. You see how them look. You understand? And you have some bleachers out there too. I want to big up all the bleachers friend them, you know. You have some bleachers out there, you know. All you hear them talk about say, them don't love them bad, them don't love them black, you know. Them woman, you can't tell, so them love black. Them say, Muta, what them talk about? We don't love, me black and me beautiful. But guess what? That's so things go now, and that we are work with you now. But what? The guy can't come tell me we black, them not to them African, though, you know. Them not to them African. I tell you, transcend time, man. Nina Simone. So I do my duty. I do my duty. Hey, watch out. If you don't sleep, you don't have a hear me. I say no, but trust me, I don't want tomorrow and say, Mota. I when you see me, I get Mota, can you not play me to me so you don't sleep? You should have listen to the program. I play it. A woman say me never advertise certain things on the radio the other night. And me I tell her, I said, but you never listen to the radio. But me realize she just said that run joke with me still. We want to yell up Cabo. Yes, we want to yell up Cabo. Cabo make a whole heap of things possible on a radio station, yeah. And we have to big her up all the while. We want to yell up Cabo. And you know so we're going to play, you know so we always play Cabo tune. Cabo means sacred. And she is a very original sister. Really and truly, very original. So I want to find her tune to play it here. And I don't know what going to happen right now, but I'm searching for the tune. Alright, I see the artist. Now, we just talk about Sunday. We are going to go on Sunday. You have heard the advertisement, you have heard the promo. The lawyer brethren write a play. Samuel, attorney at law, and it is going to be dramatized. And it is dealing with the trial of the governor who was responsible for the death of many African people in Morant Bay, and not only in Morant Bay, but it was all over the world too. You think only in Morant Bay did operate? He was a governor who did operate all over the place. Because these people have connections, you know. It's Britain, the Anglo-Saxons, the Anglicans. Yes, Anglo-Saxon related to Anglican. Just like how Roman Catholic relate to Roman. The word Catholic means universal. So one would say that in the technical interpretation of the word, you are a universal Roman, not necessarily born in Rome, but when you take unto yourself the denomination of Roman Catholicism under the Pope, you have automatically made yourself a Roman, universally. And the Vatican City is your head country. Because even though the Vatican City is situated in Rome, in Italy, it is not a part of the Italian, and it is not run and operated by the Italian government. It have its own laws and regulations, and the Pope is the head of it. And even though it is the smallest country you will ever find, a city within a city within a country, it have over 1 billion followers. Over 1 billion followers. Can you believe that? The most powerful organization on earth is the Roman Catholic Church. The most powerful organization on earth. The Roman Catholic Church. And it is the Roman Catholic Church that defines the Western world's idea of religion and religious belief. The Roman Catholic Church branch has many branches, and the branch that we really concerned with is the Anglican branch, that all of the slave owners them who take us from Africa and brought us to this part of the world set up an Anglican church and put it in each city, even in Jamaica. Them call it the churches representing the parishes. Them call it the parish church. And most of the town them did have a parish church. And then the schools them connected to the church. Because out of the church, the school them farm. For maintain them supremacy over the slaves. And then a lot of them break away into Baptists. And it's Baptists, the black people them who became Baptist ministers and deacons were the terrible ones. Not only in Jamaica, but in America. When them break away from Anglican, break away from Roman Catholic, break away to Anglican, break away to Baptist. And then these Baptists start to mingle them African-centered religious practices with the Baptist practices. And then it becomes what we call, within the Roman Catholicism, those who maintain Roman Catholicism use the images of the Roman Catholic Church and mingle it with their indigenous religious practices and make altars that mask the reality of what they believe in. That is why most of the man them who start rebellions in these parts of the world came out of a religious perspective, not necessarily European, Baptist, Anglican, Roman Catholicism, but being a part of that, because that was the only place slaves could freely speak and freely express themselves in the church. So the slave them started to develop language in the church that represent their liberation. And them start to write songs in the church that represent their liberation. So most of the gospel that black people create, especially in America, most of the gospel songs have nothing to do with Jesus, even though it might mention Jesus in it. Most of these gospel songs represent liberation songs. But in order for they to make the other Africans them know, these songs were masked into the Christian religion. And I want to tell you something too. And we have said this many times, but as you say, the ancestors say you have to keep repeating these things to these people. Because them now all listen to you, but if the ancestors attack, you have to listen. Here one now. Every gospel song where black people in a slavery write, the music is played only on the black keys on the piano. I want to hear me say. If you find a gospel song that a black person write during slavery, the only keys on the piano that it play is on the black key them. Check that out. Can you imagine that? Black people that think that level there. Black people in a slavery, they that think on that level to the point where they write songs and play it on the keyboard and it's only the black key them a play. The melody of the song is playing on the black keys. That's a serious thing. So when you educate a black man, you know, them find out, so when you start educate black man, you know, it's them now start to become problematic. Because Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp was very educated. And they become problematic. These people never, you could be killed if a plantation owner find out so you can read the Bible. You could be hanged, lynched, if them find out so you can read. You can't believe that? It's true we are talking about. Them don't want you to be educated because them realize say an educated black man is a dangerous black man. So we go to all the drum. And them a hear the drum loud, loud, loud. Cross into St. Mary. Them hear a drummer play. And then all of a sudden, them hear the same drum beat coming at St. Anne. And when them check Portland, them hear the same drum beat in a Portland. And it'll go on and on and on. And them a say, but this what go on. How the man in a Port Maria a play the same drum beat. And the man like a rockabessa. And the man in a rockabessa play the same drum beat like when a watch and it go on and on. But them never realize the drum talk. The drum speak a language that only the Africans could understand. I may prove that for myself. May I tell you, the first time you see that man, I said, no, this is the highest science. Because science is not just like going to a laboratory and show this a liquid and that a liquid and get a piece of cloth and this and that and blow up the place. Science is cultural expressions that is used to develop a people in a them community or them group. Science can be a simple little thing. Like how the Nigerian them woman them wrap them head. And you can tell by how them wrap them head the status them have in the community. That is science. Science is when a woman in Ecuador or in Peru weave a rug, and the weave can tell you a story in the rug. And when the Europeans go there and them see the rug weave, them see a beautiful rug in them weave in the rug, but them don't understand the language that is made manifest by the weaver in the expression where the rug manifests itself. Well, it's the same thing now with the drum. And when the African are beating drum, I remember Sonny Okoson, a great Nigerian drummer. The first time I left Jamaica, I go to Cuba. When name can't tell you about this thing here, where Sonny Okoson take the talking drum, because them put the talking drum under them armpit, that's all. The talking drum look like one of them time glass, a big time glass, where it have two and it have a point, but them put the Sonny Okoson whisper something thing in my ears. Because I'm going to show me how this drum here work now. Because me as a little Jamaican youth, you know, in them days there, Rasta vibes and thing. Me hear about talking drum, but the first me I know say talking drum really attack. So this drummer now, I'm going to talk something in my ears now. And him bridging the way down there, they look like really far from me. And him go so, him put the drum on and take the little bit of chicken, boom, 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 and him play. And him ask the man way down at the bottom, where the drum say? And the man tell him exactly what him tell me in my ears. And I say, oh, this thing a real thing. Because normally, I say no go so, really, in my little way, I say, oh, that possible? And that make the white man them couldn't understand it. Because the white man them couldn't understand, say, you have language does not have lip. Because you might not make for talk, you might make for eat. And develop language because he couldn't bother with the sign language no more. He might make sign language and it tired him out. So he started to develop language. But the drum was where the slave them use to liberate themselves from slave plantation. When they want to burn down a plantation in a St. Mary, them play the drum and the man over the other side knows, all right, tonight we're going to burn down the place. And the talking drum. And then now, I don't know if it's a slave, house slave, like one of them parliamentarians there. We're in a parliament, you know. Either PNP or GLP. Because PNP and GLP, them didn't have slavery days too. Them was house slave. All of them were just up in a coat and tie, you know. Them was the house slave, them where anytime you develop something, them go tell the slave master. So them same one, they know, go tell the slave master, say, watch out. I'm going to teach you how to play the drum to make it talk. Because when Prince Philip come here, you know, Mr. Man give Prince Philip them drum to play, you know. And I call up on the bridge and say, oh, you could go give Prince Philip your drum to play. You can't give a war and give the man your gun for go shoot you. He might start him with Bible say. I say, brethren, oh, Bible coming away we are talking about just now. There's no part of the Bible that tell me about me must give Prince Philip my drum to play. And he started to quote this long psalm to me and I say, yeah, right, you go on, man. So, some old slave go tell the slave master how this thing I work out. And the slave master say, I saw it I go and ban the drum. No more drum playing. So I saw them get for ban drum, you know. Them ban the drum because the drum was carrying message like telegram. And we didn't know how to send telegram long before any wire tap. And I send wire. We did done Morris code and all these things. Morris code them call it. Them call this code thing, whatever tap. We don't know about these things long time. That is science. That is science. Though crude it might be, but it's science. Institutions existed in Africa long before Europeans and Arabs got here. Institutions of high learning, high science, technology, advanced technology, mathematics, all the different things them that we now think is European invention. We did in Africa is we go tell them about 1, 2, 3 and ABC separate. Black people. Because them used to use letters as number. Especially in Rome. When Rome controlled the whole of Europe, them call it Christendom. They never used to call it Europe, them call it Christendom. When Rome controlled the whole of Europe under the Pope, and letters them are used for number. I-1, I-2, I-3, I-V a 4, and V a 5, V1, V-I a 6. When them reach a 10, them say X. And them consider them about C, M, and D and them thing there. And we got to show them say, all right, look, I know it's when we account money. We don't use letter, you know, we use 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 shilling, 4 shilling. We don't have C shilling or I shilling. We don't work that way there. We don't have C shilling, X shilling. We use letters different from numbers. That's a science. It might look crude, but it's science. When an African woman wrap her head, and you can tell if she married, if she's single, if she have wealth, or whatsoever, and you just walk and you can know so that woman they married without asking her any question. That means you don't go look she married, she out of bounds to you. And science that. Science. Science don't just put metal together and rub together and that thing there. We don't know about science. We study the stars. Astronomy. We know when certain things are going to happen by how the moon go. From one new moon to the next new moon. We don't know about moon and the effects of moon upon the earth, upon water, upon women. We know cycle, the woman cycle, what it represents. A science that. Though crude it might look. We know say enough for plant and enough for chop things are under certain conditions. You know, chop bamboo when a moonshine night. You know, plant certain food when a moonshine night. Because you know, say weevil and worm are going to take it up easier than if it go. These things is something where African people know. We know these things. Though crude it might sound and might look. But these are the things them that make other science develop. Where the science start, men come and say that and that make that equal that. And them use mathematics and calculate the thing and I just saw it go. So it's not like say, if we did there Africa, we'd have run up and down naked and don't know nothing. Which are whole heap of black people entertain them madness there. You have black people who sit down and say, yes, we should have thank white people for bringing around here. Or we should have done Africa and one and the other. Who go and all them thing there. Well, I tell you, how they get black people to look for themselves now here there. I can't understand it. I can't, and I want to tell you, some tighty black people where you think they should have know better, you know, especially about some civil servant, you know. You have some teacher in Jamaica, you know. Them a hardcore Christian more than everybody else, so you can't tell them nothing about Africa. Them don't want to hear nothing about them, something that Jesus them a work with. And you have to tell me something. What color Jesus was? Them said, I don't deal with color. You don't deal with color. It's Netanyahu, the boy, the prime minister, the Prime Minister of Israel. You know what him say yesterday? Him say that is a Muslim Palestinian influence Hitler to kill 6 million Jews. You never hear that? I don't know what like me one hear it, you know. Me say Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, say that is a Palestinian influence Hitler to kill 6 million Jews. That all the Israel historian, the big Israel historian say, what the hell you trying to do? The advanced Israeli scientists and historian, he must take that back by this statement where this man make. So you know when I do that now, it's insight against the Palestinians again, you know. After them I take with the Palestinians them place and I build this and I build that, you know. Him not know insight. One of the worst atrocities that the Jews them have as the worst atrocity ever committed against Jews. This Israeli is now saying that is the Palestinian them influence Hitler to do it. Oh gosh, man, may I tell you, cutting edge. Yes. We have a new lady inside our name Tony. Tony me a call line off of the group. A Toni? Toni, Tony, and Tony, Tony, and Tony, Tony. Okay, so Tony now move from what them call them, what you say, internet, net, new, what them call? Social media now to Muta media, yeah. Them put her in here to terrorize me in the night, yeah. Tony. So, who are you look, Tony? Welcome. Welcome, Tony. Alright, sir. Tony is up on the top of the truck with me and Kabule the other day, you know. I said she'll take picture from behind. I don't know why she'll take picture from behind because I don't see no picture which she take from the front. Up here back ways picture she'll take. Eh? A pure back shot, child. It's running the back there, you know. Pure back shot. You tell us, wait, this is where I go. She don't come out of the truck no time at all, you know. She have her, what them call it, the iPad and her phone, pure back shot. I tell you. Anyway, we'll play this tune for my friend. My sister.
I'm
tell you, man, the Ethiopian can sing, man. Asta Weke out of Ethiopia. So you know, say, I'm going to play a tune for Jackie right now. Yes. I'm going to play a tune for Jackie now. Here goes. We're in that kind of mood there. You understand? Okay, so Mira Makiba. And Nina Simone together.
Thought-provoking, always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Indians and colors, national, international. I'm so glad, to have many friends, black and white, Indians and colors, national, international. I'm proud to be an African like you. I'm proud.
proud to be an African like you. I am happy to be black like you. I am happy to be black like you. We were fearful that our voices would be transferred into the Martians, and we would no longer be able to sing ourselves. What was even worse was that we would continue to sing in the Martians long after our death. I'm proud to be an African like you. That's why they say black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. That's why they say black is beautiful. Tibadelim nyama. Black is beautiful. Selim shop. Black is beautiful. Tibadelim nyama. Black is beautiful.
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah, bless
it.
But there, man.
Yeah, man, black beautiful.
Of course.
I want to call one time colored.
Yeah, them just say colored, negro, all them things there.
Colored, eh? And who have the color them?
Well, we are you,
white. Now, but look, if you're thump a white man, if a white man get licked in turn all kind of color.
Him get red.
Turn red, then it turn brown, it turn purple, then it turn brown. And he a green-eyed monster. Red with envy. All kind of things. But hey, who
you put meaning to color hard the door. You turn color to meaning, you know.
Eh, then them full of color.
So black hour now, black hour.
No, well, we black.
Okay.
We black. Color
when the black mean now, like when you say red envy, what black mean?
No, well, them meaning where them give black.
No, me not talking what them give. You just tell me say red or envy. So we're black
and my natural color means I'm full of melanin.
No, you're not full of. May I ask you, you say red or envy. So black represent what?
No, me say them red in it. Well, me don't think about it like that.
Then why you think it's red or envy then?
No, that for them connotation for them. So them say red with envy, the red.
So you're black with what? You're black with
green with jealousy.
Oh, you're green with, so you're black with what?
Green-eyed jealousy, honestly.
So black now have nothing to deal with nothing?
All of them get negative connotation. Me black from me come from Africa.
Okay, all right, sir.
Yeah, me say, we got the melanin, the right stuff for the angle of the sun.
All right.
You know,
and them have the skin for angle the coal.
Tell me something, the Miriam Makeba song there, who did sing the reggae one again?
The Heptones.
Heptones, okay, yeah.
Right, Bob Dylan write the song.
Okay.
You know only Bob Dylan, right? You know only Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
big.
Dylan or Dylan or whatever.
Bob Dylan. Yeah. Him write it and a whole lot of people sing it over still. But Heptones one of the hit one.
Yeah. And the Tony.
She in here with me.
But
she 1/3 of the group.
The third one a T-O-N-E and a T-O-N-E-Y, a T-O-N-E.
Oh, no, me not, no, watch out. When me spell it, wait, listen to me. When me spell it, I spell it half of the name of the people them, you know. Me spell it half of the name of the people them who me know. Okay. She a T-O-N-I. Me know somebody at T-O-N-Y. I mean one next person at T-O-N-E-Y. Me not spell it half of the group and name Tony.
The man, couple more ways to spell it too.
Yeah, man, I will leave at the front way.
They talk about It's the supreme one upon the earth, the Anglican Church. The one that come in with the act of supremacy, Henry VIII.
Henry VIII.
Yeah. I wonder if you realize it. When we get to broke from the Anglican Church, the reason we finally make him broke.
You mean from the Roman Catholic Church?
From the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, because he was married, him concubine.
And Boleyn.
Yeah, and him go to the church to get sanction, and the Pope said no.
But the Pope, they want to say yes, but he couldn't say yes. Because the boy that run Spain, they control the Pope.
Right.
And he couldn't say yes, because the Pope did side with Spain, and he go switch to France.
Yes.
And 1 year later, they mash him down. So him turned prisoner for Spain. So I'm have to listen to what Spain says, so he couldn't help Henry VIII. So I think Henry VIII now just do a thing.
Broke way, I go farm him one thing.
Yeah, well, him pass on, get him people him for pass on law, say, no case can appeal to Rome again. The church case, them can appeal to Rome.
Yeah. And he make the Bible into English too. Anglo-Saxon.
Yes, and so the Pope just say, oh, we're done with you. They were kind of defender, them they call him for the Roman Catholic faith, you know.
Yeah, he was like the Pope. He was like the Pope.
Yes.
The Anglican, he was like the Pope. He make himself that way there.
No, what I say before that, he was the defender.
Supreme.
Defender of the faith.
Yeah,
Supreme
defender of the faith. Yeah.
And when him pass the Supremacy Act.
Yes,
The Act of Supremacy, and say him are the younger one on earth.
Yeah, and him did make the Buggery law legislate the Buggery law in England too.
Okay.
Death. Homosexuality and the Buggery law, the penalty for that was death. Him legislated.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you realize, Queen Elizabeth, where you are talking about, you know?
Which one, the first or the second?
The first one.
Yes.
A female daughter, you know?
Yes, and she did make herself, you know what she did do? She make herself a virgin, you know? You think it's them easy. After she did the whole power body, you know, she declares that she's a virgin for the throne. And the guy got her to cut off them neck.
And she did come from Anne Boleyn.
Anne Boleyn, yeah.
Because he did hurry up and go bust her marriage when he finds that she's pregnant, you know.
Yes,
that's what caused everything in him.
The legitimacy of the picnic.
Yeah. But in Bex, when he realized that, I want to go on girl. But we don't know if you can say that now. They just say, I want the best queen and get them, say.
May I tell you?
You know.
I think it's about two, after I married about 16, about 2 of them him kill or murder, you know.
Two head chop off.
Yeah, him chop off 2 of them head.
Two dead from natural cause and one divorce.
Him kill him. I think him boil one of
two
relative them in an aisle too.
Boil one?
In an aisle. Hey, the man, you know, hey, watch a man. That's why I tell you, say, black people don't know what they man do, you know. Because if a man like that, not farm, but make himself the head of the Church of England, and black people become an Anglo-Saxon, because Anglican and Anglo-Saxon, you know.
Roman Catholic. Anglo-Saxon before the Anglican.
Yeah, the Anglo. Yeah, so the word come from Anglican.
One in French and one in Normans and the French.
Yeah. But when I say now, them man, they have them culture and them experience, and black people get caught up in them something there.
Right. So the Bible, the religion just pacify them and take over them mind.
Oh gosh, man, may I tell you, man.
Because at the same end of the year, even though him change, you know, he was still a Catholic same way, you know, him not change.
They're both not different between Anglican and Catholic Church. The only difference is that one not see the Pope. All of the rituals and everything where in a Roman Catholic are the same thing in the Anglican Church. No, but only thing them call them church, parish church. They'll put it in a parish and call it. Every place them go, they say parish church.
Exert them influence everywhere they go.
Yeah, man. And then farm school. Them put farm school to, you know, to influence them, the education system anywhere them there. They take them easy.
They want everybody to learn English and for them way, for them religion, for them language.
Yes. That's why when you look on all of the denominations, they have their own peculiarities. That them no want the next one involved with that one. Them no want the next one. They tell them as Christianity.
You mentioned too. Say when Christopher Columbus did come at Santa Gloria down there, so then called St. Anne's Bay, you know. When he reached there, the Indian they rush him, you know. The one them when they buck up on a St. Anne's Bay, they rush him, you know. And them have to run from there, so go Discovery Bay.
Discovery Bay, but here one now, they make it sound like there's a conversation that go on between the two people, them, you know.
Yeah.
When you go to school, you have this feeling, say, the Spaniard, them did that talk to the Taino, them. Taino talk to the Spaniard, no go so, you know.
Of course, that's what they make it look like.
Yeah, no go so. Just like when them go to America. Them things, they make it feel, say, the Native American, them did that talk to them, and them did that talk to the Native American, no go so.
No, sir.
Terrible thing, man. This
it must take a time.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, give thanks, brethren.
Yes, brethren.
The history. That I tell a man now, you know, believe you me, you know. For really understand African history, you know, you have to really study some European history, you know. Yeah, don't shun it, you know. I tell you one them what listen to continent, you know. We not shun history and historical events. Because a whole heap of the things them that is very European now. Our ancestors have certain part to play in it. And Europe, there's a certain reasons why Europeans go in Africa. Even Columbus, you know. Columbus, who them say come from Italy, Genoa. A place named Genoa in Italy. The first time him sail out, you know, on a Portuguese ship. And them Portuguese, they did not take Africans from Africa. Then they them just find a ship where a mutiny, see them now want to tell you certain thing, you know. Them will take Africans from round at the coast there. That's why I listen to tell you, say, Ethiopians and Jamaicans are blood brethren, because them not tell you about, them going to tell you about the west coast of Africa slavery, you know. Them not tell you about the east coast. And how the hell them reach round at that part there and make a voyage right round to the southern African tip where the Indian Ocean meet the Atlantic Ocean. And that ship capsized over there, you know, because it's mutiny, the man them mutiny the ship, you know. And everybody on the ship dead. But the 200 Africans them were on the dead plus the people them. I go around the coast to reach all of Brazil, you know, and them places, you know. And the brother named Christopher Columbus was one of them sailors when they dip on a Portuguese ship who are going to Africa. The Portuguese did not go in Africa. And there is a slave trade that a whole heap of Africans never reach. That's what you call the Middle Passage, but them carry them through the Sahara and reach directly in Europe through Gibraltar. If you look at your map, you can see it. The nearest point to Africa and Europe is a little place named Gibraltar, which is like about, 10 to 11 miles. And so when you hear to the African, them are live over one side of Africa to go over the other side in a some little boat. And they're no great distance, you know. Not no big distance. Because Africans make them try there hundreds of years, thousands of years. You did have a man named Hannibal. Hannibal take some elephant. And if you know which part of the Alps there, you know there's some serious mountain that. That is one of the wonders of the world. How did that African take elephant and march elephant over them, climb it there? In Italy, go over into some serious mountain top. We have to recognize this history. That is the Africans they go teach, even in Spain, you know. One of the reasons why in 1492 usher in the first, what you call, Inquisition. Meanwhile, we are talking about 1492 is when Columbus left, you know. The Inquisition is where King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella decide, say, the African them, who did in Granada for 700 years, and if you go to Grenada now, up to this day, you see the remnants of the Moorish conquest, where a lot of the mosaic, the temples and the palaces and the fountains where you find in Spain was made by these Africans from North Africa. And because of the influence of the Moors and the Jews in Spain, because none of them was recognizing the Pope. And as I said before, those places was not called Europe, it was called Christendom. None of these people was recognizing the Pope. So them start a thing to get rid of the black people them and the Jews out of Spain. And that usher in what them call the Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition is where them have some people were inquisitive, were looking at your business and fast at your business, and go tell the Inquisitor. And the Inquisitor call you and try you. Like if you be 2 times for the day, them call you and say, oh, come here be 2 times for the day when the Queen be twice for the year. You have to tell me how that I go. Yes, I did say it. I did say it. Some of them Queen, they bathe 2 times for the year. When the Muslim, them are bathe, every minute them are wash them, as them go pray 5 times a day, them wash them and wash them foot. The inquisitive people, them look over them yard and see them, I wash them and I wash them foot, I wash them and I wash them foot 5 times. Them go tell the Inquisitor, and the Inquisitor call you up and say, tell me something. Oh, come here, wash you and I wash your foot. You're a Muslim? If you say yes, you know, say, you either get beheaded. If you say no, them tie you up and torture you till you accept, say, you say yes. If you say no, them torture you. And if the torture too hard and you say yes, them kill you. That is how Europeans run them thing. The Europe is same like how you say ISIL. Same how you say ISIL are going right now about Islam. It's the same way the Christians them used to go on about Christianity. The Europeans them used to go on about Christianity. So where ISIL there now is where Europe did there. 400 or 500 years ago, 300 years ago is where Europe did there. In a them time there. The same mannerism, chop off people head, tell them say if them are Christian, if them are Muslim, them are kill them and all them things. That's why the Muslims have left Europe or convert to Christianity. Or go back in North Africa, go right down in North Africa to from Morocco, go through Mali, end up in a Senegal and all them place there. African people. But we did left things over there. High culture. Really and truly, we need to go read about some of them books there now. We need to read some of them books there. We need to get the educational system on a level where black people can read about the greatness of African people, even outside of Africa, and the contribution of African people to the world history. Because they make it sound like we never contribute nothing to world history. And we create certain things in our earth that make certain things that work right now. We call modernization. But them now go tell you that because slavery them want to work with continuously that we was slave. The institutions that exist in Africa, the high culture, high technology and advancement of Africa, even in the most what they call primitive part of Africa, where you call it, was a level where even Columbus, the guys them come here so, and when them look upon what them say, and all the people them, the ways of the people them really look upon it and say, boy, this is like where them read about in the Bible, in the Garden of Eden. The man them write that in them diary. So it was like the Garden of Eden, man. And when them see certain behavior, because them come to civilize we, everywhere them go, them want to civilize you. And for them think about you still there? For them think about civilization, it's Christianization. For civilize somebody, them have to be a Christian. And if you're not a Christian, you're a savage. That is how them used to look on it, So them never look on we as people. We was next to the animal. We was next to animal. So when them say people, like the American Constitution say we the people, and no black people that talk about, you know. And no black people that talk about, when that is right, we was like 1/5 of a human being. Why the people are easy, you know, Rasta? Well, when we think about all them things there, and when we talk about them things, the people that say, we must forget these things. Go tell the Jews they must forget how much million people Hitler killed. And that's enough for God. Go tell the Jews them about how much million people. You know, see my boy Cameron a bill what them call it? Memorial for the Jewish Holocaust. Cameron family get them wealth off of slavery. And now him come. Him did there South Africa. A boost up apartheid. And now him come now and a build memorial for the Jews them. And then him come now and I tell we must move on. Well, look how long we move on. We move on, you know, where we have to bring it up. Because our ancestors, over 20 million pounds, we never get nothing out of it. How the hell you go free some people when they have no land? Where was actually slave at work for you and build, develop you and make you be who you is. And then now you are going to free them and say emancipation. And you give the people them as compensation for the work that is going to be lost and revenue that they would lose by freeing the slave, the African them. You give them 20 million pounds to compensate them. But the African them, you never send them go back at their yard. And then they can capture land. Well, them never can capture land where white people capture. And then we now go up on the land where we not own, them call you squatter, and catch you, pick all some ackee, and lock you up, and if not, you hang. Because where you going to get food from? If the man let you go, and you not own no land in Jamaica, because you was just a little horse and buggy for them. You don't own nothing in Jamaica. And the man will enslave you, and then him let you go and say, you're free now. What you must do? Where you going to do? It's either you got thief from him, or you, I don't know where you have to do. Where you have to do? Because if you go up on the land, I go to him cousin land, you go to get left him, some sharp. The man who didn't slip, the man who didn't own Sam Sharp, the name Sam Sharp, you know. All them things there, you know. When we think about all them things that hurt me, you know. You have a name where identify you with your slave master, that if you escape, if you live at St. Mary, and you name Brian, and you run where, and you come a Ochi, and a white man catch you, and the white man asks you, where your name? And you say, Brian, him know exactly where to carry you go back, you know. Because Brian, you just say your name Brian, a Brian own you. A Mass Brian owe you in St. Mary, so you know. You go and stay here until me can get a message to Mass Brian, say, him slave down here. See me with Sam Sharp, slave master, the name Sam Sharp. And when them no rape, them treat you like dog. It's like the dog named Rover. It have no significance, no meaning to you. But him identify you. Just like how them say Tom's son, the son of Tom. John's son is the son of John.
You must consult who write these things, right? And make you know why them things are going on. You know, see it. This brother does some tremendous work in a fire. With all we are going on, you know. You understand me? And me see for myself right now, so this brother I get a fight. You see me I deal with.
All right. Yeah.
I hear me I say no.
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, say, in the symposium I talk about now.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that them never invite Bonavilla yet.
Because for the last 3 of them, me dead it.
No, me say, no, wait, no. Me never ask you if you're dead there and if him dead there, you know. Me ask you, Oh, you know, say, them never invite Bonneville and none of them.
Him tell me that too.
So them never invite him there yet?
Yeah,
okay.
Him tell me that too. I even ask him that. You understand? See? And them thing are big disrespect. You understand me? Yeah. And when me even hear what the Prime Minister say, I say, what Portia say? No Portia no call Jabi name.
Yeah.
Because even on a railway there, you know, me talk about that.
Yeah, me upstairs and hear you say it. Me upstairs and hear you say it. You know?
Understand me?
But you never mention
it too.
You never mention the symposium, you mention the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand me? But true is not, the world never did it so. But I want the world to know how they might deal with this man.
Yeah.
You understand me? And them things are total folly. You understand me? This man, I know, you know, that this man have contributed a lot where Jamaica is concerned as wheeling wheelers. You understand me? Over the years, them come like them must have disrespect this man.
Alright, so me still ask you the question though, you know.
Yeah.
Why you think that is so? That is what me ask you. Why you think, say, that is happening?
It's not why me think so, Muta. It shouldn't happen.
No, oh, you mean should? Me never said should. I ask you why it happening. Why you think it is happening? I don't know whether it should. It happening or not. You have said it happen.
Yeah.
So me ask you.
You don't see this man do nothing.
Wait, no, Bridget. All right, you don't see him do nothing then.
Yeah, me don't see him do nothing for them things have to happen.
Okay.
Me don't see him do nothing for them things have to happen.
All right.
Me see him do everything that is good to make them things that. To make him get the respect where him forget.
Yeah.
That's how me say.
Okay.
You understand me?
Okay.
Right? So me I deal with.
Me hear you, man.
Right. All right. Me don't want prolong on the thing, you know.
You prolong
the word here me I say, you know.
You prolong it long though.
Yeah, but you know. We even go to our next bridge, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Well, win something in our parliament, right, over the years. You see the brother named Dudley Thompson?
Yeah.
At the parliament door, him look for me and him say, Kremlin. You hear me? You see the brother named Mike Henry? He's a real man where reparation is concerned.
Mike Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to stay with him.
That's what Dudley Thompson tell you?
Tell me.
Okay.
I mean, him Dudley Thompson, my dog, you know.
Yeah, all right. And what happened now? What's the reason?
Right. All right, now. The parliament did the authority now upon reparation. Right? You understand me? You know, say, most time when them a keep a reparation thing, them barely call this man name. This man give them a government backing, you know. Them get a reparation commission. A government backing, you know. That simple means, say, when I disrespect Dr. Shepherd, you know, I mean, I disrespect the lawyer, you know. I don't want to believe me, I disrespect them people, you know.
No, me not believe nothing, you know, Bridget. Me I listen to what you say. Me not believe what you
know. But we have to know, if the reparation commission where the government select, and then the government come now, parliament come give the power for the reparation thing. And a man like Mike Henry, over the years, you know, so that brother there, I fight for that, talk about that all the while. All over there, dump up beach and you ask him all some question and a man to go there. And you tell him, so then they win. And when they win, you're not about reparation and them things there. Seeing? It come. And it come true now. And most time, they have them little meeting. They hardly hear them mention this man and name. You understand me? Some of the time, they will invite this man. You understand me? And this man...
John T. give my word, Sunday.
Yeah. But when I try to show the ice, you know, there are whole political things that go on, when nothing go on.
Yeah.
And I believe, you know, me believe, say, if we have a government backing for reparation, then me believe, say, anything we shepherd them do now, right? and the lawyer Virgin, where he might go deal with the thing, the 25th there. When name I write the play on the trial and the retrial thing. When name again?
Samuel,
right? Me I say right now, even what day when all this boy come to Jamaica, right? Me believe, say, we, the Reparation Commission, should have do some more things to get a more bigger strength, more than say we are going up in a Liberty Hall, right? In a little corner, I discuss something amongst our little self who dead there. We can't have government bucketing for certain things and we are ramp with it, you know. You understand me? We have to deal with the thing and make the thing work like how it for work. You understand me? I saw me I look on them thing there. Over the years, look on the talk where the I am making, you know, we go through, you know, you start your program, you know. There's so much tribulation. Black people go through. You hear your talk. Even if a man a teach a man for read him dead. And them things will go through, you know. You understand me? I love to know we still go through some serious thing, you know. Because our system was still there oppressed way, you know. So the little privilege that we get, you know, fire, we have to utilize it, you know. And if we have people who lead certain things, you know, them to know,
Let me tell you something now. I talk about Mike Henry now, because me is a man where me criticize Mike Henry in front time.
Right.
Yeah, all right. So, you know, say, over a period of years, even though you have politicians where might genuinely say certain, but you as a politician, we're always skeptical of them.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe the politician part of Mike Henry still loom over him to the point where even though he might talk about reparation, you still have people where say, but he is a politician. And he is a GLP man.
Yeah.
So that might be the thing where loom over him. So we have to kind of get over that.
Yeah.
With the idea of him being a GLP politician, we might have to get over that and recognize the work by itself. But sometimes it's very difficult to separate the man as a politician and the man as a man who fight for reparation. It's very difficult.
Well, listen, what I know, Muta. The point is this. We get Parliament to agree. That simply means that Mike Henry can stop the way I do now. The government give you the power now for we to deal with that.
All right. So, which government give you power to deal? Mike Henry is not in the government. Mike Henry is an opposition man.
The Parliament.
Yeah.
The Parliament give you power to deal with that now.
Yeah, all right. So where you say we should do about Mike Henry now? Where you say?
What may I say about Mike Henry? What may I say in charge of that speed, we should not talk about PNP, you know, and GLP, you know.
Why not? Them PNP and GLP not involved in that thing, man.
We should have, we as people now, or we as the Reparation Commission now, should have talked, so we have the autonomy from the government. So we are going outright for this now.
Bridget.
But demand this now.
Yeah, but me can't see what you say when you talk about we shouldn't bother think about PNP and GLP.
No, me say, listen, we shouldn't use that.
Why not?
We shouldn't use that.
But your
right now.
Said, but given the history of these things and these people, why you must forget about that?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, you see, when I try to show you, say, to me, you know, that them excuse are some like a minor thing.
Which excuse?
Because, like a man I go say.
Like Carroll Garden?
No,
like the tribulation where Ratterman go through from the hands of the two political parties.
No.
Like the imprisonment of Marcus Garvey by Norman Manley.
Listen now, you see, I thought the right thing. Yeah. You thought the right thing now, you know.
Yeah, so
because it's from Parliament passed that now.
So we start
even the Coral Garden issue. We should have more upfront now.
So you say we must move on then and forget about them something there.
What do you mean move on?
Move
forget
on
what?
Forget what? The politician, all right. You say the government now give way the legitimacy for deal with reparation.
Right.
So you say no, because them give you that legitimate thing they know. What we must do now? Use what we must say now. The government is a good government because this is where them.
No, man, we're not talking about good government. We are talking about our rights. Is now we have our rights.
Yeah, but you say
deal with it, we get the permission from the government.
Yeah, for deal with the permission.
Deal with our rights. For deal with our rights.
What is the permission that them give away? Which government give the PNP government give you a permission to do what?
Parliament give you that between the GLP and the PNP.
The two parties them come together and give you the right to do what?
And give you that.
Give you that to do what? That may I ask you.
Give you.
Yeah, what them give you the right to do?
Them give you the right to defend what is right.
So you never did defend it all the while?
Yes, but right now, when me I say to the eye, you know, is this, you know. Listen to me I say to the eye, you know.
Where I say, but me I try to figure out where I say the government give we the right to defend reparation more. Like is them legitimate.
Administrate.
Where going to administrate? Because I know the government give the Mr. name there, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent. I know the government give the right to the Prime Minister of St. Vincent for dealing with
watch a man. Watch a Muta. From the beginning of Rastafari, you know.
Yeah.
From the beginning of Rastafari.
You know what it sound like to me? It sound like that the same thing when Michael Mann come give you right. This come like
the two main thing what them talk about, you know, a repatriation and reparation, you know.
Yeah.
From the beginning, listen, I talk about St. Vincent. Rastafari, I talk about them things before.
Yeah, but you have said this government give you right. I don't know what kind of right the government give you. But what kind of right the government give Rasta?
The government
give you a right to do what?
To administrate.
They will never have the right to administrate all the while.
To defend, listen up. To defend.
Defend it where? Defend it where?
So watch out now. We have to come all out now. We can't arrest this thing.
No, we
can't talk about
Gremlin.
a GLP thing.
Gremlin.
You understand me?
Gremlin.
We can't use them thing there now.
Gremlin. You gonna listen to me? What do you mean we can't use them thing there? You think that PNP and GLP gonna make me forget what them do with Rasta? We have to remember
because me not tell you that.
Yeah, but no, listen to me I say. We did a deal with reparation and thing, right?
Yeah.
Mike Henry come and him a deal with it.
Yeah.
You have somebody up at the university a deal with it.
Yeah.
All right. So now what's your name? Verena Shepherd, Mike Henry, Icklin, Beckles, the Prime Minister from St. Vincent, and a whole heap of other people come together now and them take up the cause of the Rastaman.
Yeah.
Because the Rastaman first did I say this thing. So them take up the cause of this thing now. I ask you, what is it that the government give Rasta the right to do when it come on to reparation and repatriation? What them give you the right to do? What did they legislate in the parliament for say, we are going to legislate this, that Rasta, this and Rasta that? What did they give us the right to do?
The parliament come to a conscience vote where reparation is concerned. And the conscience vote proven that the country and the government administrate reparation.
Bridget, we have to move though. We have to move. You have to come back next day. Yeah? The people that might say, Gremlin, the people that might say, make you talk too long. Gremlin, Africa love the people that might say, make you talk too long, Rasta. Believe you me. Yes. Cut to the edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Who them have been in the prison for?
Who them have been in the prison for? Them now ability to bring them prisoner from over, so come over here.
If you want.
For what? Because it cost them too much money over England for deal with the prison. Yeah, them say it cost the British government how much millions of pounds for deal with foreign prisoners. And Jamaica must about 300 prisoners over there. It cost them almost millions of dollars. How much him say, Maggie, with 25, it cost them about £27 million a year to deal with our prisoner, not our prisoner, for them prisoner who are Jamaican over there. So I'm going to save £2 million if him give it £25 million to support a prison. They must save some money.
All right. You remember the Arts of Troy? Remember Troy?
Yeah, man. Where them pack up, them build a big wooden ass.
Yes.
And pack up the soldier them in there and go in at the city.
I say them are giving them as a present, don't?
Yeah, Ellen up try, yeah.
And then top that water and I say, boy, the man at East Street, you know, all right, make it stay out there. And I say, all right, throw it along, no carry it. That's the present, I would have said a gift.
Big mistake, big mistake. Big mistake.
Big mistake. So we must be careful of facing present.
Them say beware of Greeks bearing gifts, but this time it's a British.
Yo, me don't understand what go on, you know.
Them want to give way some criminal where them create to make we look after them.
Because some of them could youth they know. The two are them father Jamaican and them mother.
Yeah, them don't know Jamaica. Well, if them don't know Jamaica.
They don't know nowhere in Jamaica.
Nowhere.
Nowhere in Jamaica, then they pick them are going to send come here.
But most of the deportees them from America never live in Jamaica no time at all, you know.
Never at all.
Yeah.
No, we not accept it, you know. We not accept it, you know. Because them grow up and go school over there and come with them offense over there. So make them deal with them case and thing over there. So. You know what I noticed? Motor, yeah. Yeah, not Duffy story still, you know. Yeah, this a real thing.
Well, appear Duffy story are going since the week start though.
Yeah, man, that's about to appear Duffy. Alright. Ben Johnson.
The runner.
Canadian sprinter.
The runner.
Yeah.
Them say a Jamaican.
And run 9.76.
Yeah, big runner.
Yeah, and them say the Canadian sprinter.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson run 9.76. When them find out say a drugs in our system, then say a Jamaican born.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all quick Jamaica don't back on you.
Yeah, man.
So I understand, I know fully understand that all them things they know. You see me, I say, because all you there are foreign, they are Canada how long, and you are run to Canada, and then turn in space, I mean, you become a Jamaican.
Yeah, because they have drugs in you know, you say you're Jamaican.
Yeah, Jamaican, I'm going to say about you see what I say?
Yeah.
So right now, I know full understand, you know. It's all right, I know, I tell you, say, the prison thing, and when you travel, they say we have a time traveler, no? I will go this on here, there, but if we come with them, say, Jamaican have a special type of thing.
Yeah.
If them are run, then run. If them tell lie, then tell lie. And anything them do, them do it good.
Yeah, if we are bad, we are the baddest.
Why the baddest?
And if we are good, we are the goodest.
One book when I read one at the time there, and I watch one documentary with Malcolm Liquor. That's my name now?
Yeah.
He said that Jamaican teach him, teach him a trade, on the road now.
Yeah.
That Jamaican teach him the trade,
Yeah, well, no, Marcus Garvey influenced him father, man.
Ah.
Elijah Muhammad. No, Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey follower Elijah Muhammad.
Oh, that mercy. You see it?
Farrakhan father was a Jamaican, you know. You never know?
Farrakhan.
Yeah, man, Louis Farrakhan. His father a Jamaican.
How you go? St. Elizabeth, no?
No, I think I long in a Kingston, you know.
In a town, yeah?
Down in the south there. Yeah, I think I long in the south them come from, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I say. Oh, are the colonel?
No, you talk about...
Come from down at St.
Oh, you talk about Colin Powell. Colin Powell.
See, people then come from down so.
Yeah, I don't know which part. But I know Harry Belafonte people them come from St. Anna.
Yes. Yes, me know say I don't know where he come from.
Yeah, but yeah, we are Jamaican far and wide. And sometimes we are not Jamaican until we do something wrong and then say we are Jamaican.
That exactly.
Yeah.
Because when Powell reached me up there as a 10 star general, no?
I don't know how much time they have, but he might have moon pan him too.
Jamaican parents, he might come and say, I'm the biggest. And Where rice come from?
You mean Condoleezza Rice?
Mm.
Why I don't know. Why I don't know. She must be American. I don't know.
The minister she there and talk and I say she have some Jamaican background. But why every time?
Why Jamaican man wild to see, you know, Obama could all part Jamaican and we don't even know.
I say, you know, tell me that look upon it when I tell.
That's all like dopey story though. That's a dopey story.
Listen, man.
A dopey story.
That way they did it because him come here and then in the night, he must say, more got Bob Marley moved on in the night. Yeah,
him like expect to see dopey up there. Maybe like expect to see Bob Marley dopey up there.
Yeah, all that.
Anyway, we have to move though, you know, all we are going.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Give thanks.
Give thanks, man.
Bless it. Yeah.
You know, so we will be back here little more from 2 to 5:45 with the stepping razor, the art of war. We want to, all right, yes, Iel.
Muta.
Yes, sir.
Greetings.
Blessed man.
Rasta Black.
I know you, man. I can't, your voice is out there, you know.
You know what? I was listening to you one time and you say about a virgin in a jail impersonate a police and him still in there, right?
10 years, yeah. He might come out next year.
I was wondering, pardon me?
He might come out next year.
I was wondering how come he didn't reveal how inside of the prison look at that time. I mean, I didn't realize until the newscast went in there and showed us how dilapidated it is, and to have our black brothers and sisters tie up in there for years. And, you know, it seems like, you know, that we're getting some money to make some stainless steel prison. Everybody's, you know, saying it's a disrespect. But it took the white prime minister from England to see how we've been
no, but hold on. Couple months ago, you never ever read an article where Bunting say he must spend $10 billion for build a new prison. You never ever read that. Before
so the same, is that the same?
No, before Cameron come here, about 3
donation.
Man, with donation. About 3 months before Cameron come here.
Okay.
Did you hear that Bunting said, which I read more than one time on a program, that I'm going to build a prison and I'm going to spend $10 billion?
I missed that, sorry.
Yeah, that's why you must say about how the white man come and know so we want new prison, because we don't know so we want new prison, don't so. So
then, but, you know, we get the promises from the politicians them all the time, so they're going to do this and we need to do that.
So what you say now? The people them shouldn't say nothing to him.
Well,
you never hear why want
you
never hear why want the prison to come down here. You never hear why.
Yeah.
You think it's the prison?
Jamaicans.
Alta, you think it's the prison the people them are fight against? You think Jamaican people not say Jamaica want new prison? You think it's the prison the people them are fight against?
Well,
it's the condition in which the prison, the conditions in which the money is given to build the prison, why the people them fight it, say him want to take the prisoner them where him have in England and bring down here so to save the British government money, £27 million for deal with the prisoner them up there. Him not to build a prison, so him not to build a prison because him want to give a prison. Him want to build a prison because him want to save the British government money.
Well, even on that, we get to see what inside of the prison look like because of the controversy. So
yeah, but we don't know
our people should be in that state.
Yeah, but
and we have a whole heap of Jamaicans, a whole heap of Rastafari going there.
But years we are saying the prison I condemn place. That's why man call it hell. Why think the man call it hell?
Because, but then we still perpetuate it as hell and we're not doing anything about it. We should hold our Minister of Defense or Minister of whatever to make it sure it is all right.
Black, hear your argument. Why we are fighting against this white man we are coming and have to give him money for build new prison?
No, I'm not fighting. I'm not. So we're fighting against that. It revealed to us.
No, but it's
who
not
have never
because
been
the
in
man
there
that
to give
give
speeches, but you've been in there giving speeches all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't come back out and tell us it need repair. And that me just say, you know.
And you never know that the prison they are repair. If you never see it on TV, you would know that it was repair.
No, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But Bridget, as a politician, you never go into the prison yet. You never, Bridget, how much years you have run for election and you never go into the prison, go visit the prison of them yet?
Yeah, you know, no, I've never been.
Why you never go in there? Why you never go in there? Why you don't go into the prison?
Because the red tape.
Because you can't get no food. No red tape.
I wanted to take a camera in there, and they said no. I didn't want to just go in there and come back out, and you know, I wanted to show the people and what it looked like.
No, so true you not get camera. So true you not get no camera for going there. You're not going to go visit your black brothers them.
It don't make no sense. It's the same thing going to Africa. Okay. Why should I go to Africa and go look visa to go home, and that's my home? That's why I say a lot of Jamaicans that are Rastafari go to Africa and come back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And then come and die around here. Same thing in the prison. We go inside.
You ever go to Africa yet? You ever go to Africa yet?
No, because I will not go until I don't need a visa to go there. We need representatives in every constituency who are pro.
You don't have to have visa for go to South Africa, you know. You don't have to have visa for go to South Africa, you know.
How you mean?
Anything like that for me?
I spoke to the South African
you don't have to have no visa.
And they say you have to have visa if you want to stay more than 3 months.
Brethren.
So we shouldn't mislead the people. And
Brethren, me I tell you, say, me go to South Africa many times. I mean, never use no visa to go in there.
But you never stay more than a week.
Listen to what me I say now. Me say you don't have to have.
You don't mislead people, man. We need a visa to go to South Africa.
That is lie. You don't need no visa to go to South Africa.
If you're planning to reside there.
You don't need a visa to go to South Africa.
Well, the
ambassador
for South Africa is misleading us there.
Oh, you mean you mislead the people there? Me I tell you, say you don't need no visa to go to South Africa. Why you tell me I mislead the people there?
Well, from talking to the embassy of South Africa here in Kingston, they say we need a visa.
I mean, I ask you a question. You need a visa to come to Jamaica? You need a visa to come to Jamaica?
Well, we don't need it. Nobody needs visa.
Yes, but you know, if you spend more than you know, if you spend more than 3 months in a Jamaica, you have to get papers to stay.
Yeah.
But you don't need a visa to come to Jamaica.
Right.
But if you stay in 3 months, you have to get papers to stay 3 months. I'll go out and come back.
I'm talking about South Africa.
Yeah, but I tell you don't need a visa to go to South Africa. If I go to South Africa, I go do a show. You don't need a visa to go to South Africa. If I got visa to go visit my family, I don't need a visa to go there.
Do you think a child born in Jamaica should be called a Jamaican from a foreign national?
Brethren, I don't want to jump from one argument to the next argument.
Well, we don't want to stress out one thing.
If you never go into the prison yet, you never go into the prison yet, you have to say, oh, me go into the prison and never tell the people them say, in there's a terrible place.
Right.
Yeah.
Until we see it on TV.
So now. TV, you have to watch and know that prison is a terrible place?
No, prison is always a terrible place. The Jamaican prison looks ridiculous, man.
No, you say until you see it on TV.
If you look inside
until you see it on TV. Until you see it on TV, you never know it's a terrible place.
If you look
because you never go in a prison go visit your black brother and sister yet, and you run for turn prime minister. And you never go in there go visit them yet. Because you couldn't carry a camera in there. You never go in there.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, and if you look into a prison inside of the United States, it's all stainless steel.
Yes.
You have a sink, you have a toilet, and you keep it clean.
So why don't take the money them where you try to make tablets in the school and build one prison? You have enough money to build prison, man. You know, I build Bob Marley. You know, I build Bob Marley thing for 10, 20 years now. You know, can't build a prison, man. At 20 years now, you are trying to set up university for Bob Marley.
You know, the reason why, especially Bob Marley Highway is not named that.
No, I'm not about the highway. From me know you have build Bob Marley University, Bob Marley. But why you don't build a prison? It's easier.
Yeah, it's good business.
Yeah, then you know, just build a prison then, man. And then you can visit your black brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but
without camera.
Prison will be a training center.
Yeah, anyway, I have to move though, because I don't know
man.
Yes, stepping razor. later, from 2 to 5:45, we want to give thanks for me hungry, who don't make me hungry, and I want to say heal up again because we come from down at 5 young the other night at 2 o'clock, and we really hungry, and me hungry quench me hunger. That was beautiful. That was nice. The Virgin call the Virgin and him say, we say, Muta, we really need something for each other, 2 o'clock in the morning, and him just say, yeah, all right, go up there. So we give thanks to me hungry for help you out and support the program by making me feel healthy with the raw food. R-A, raw food. Yes.
Yeah, Muta.
Yes.
Blessed.
You know, a politician just tell me a while ago, say, him not go Africa because him have to have visa for go there.
Hello?
Yeah, may I hear you?
Yes, Muta, I was a deportee from America, right?
Yes, sir.
And I can feel all what you're talking about. You see, number one, the Prime Minister of Jamaica should stop taking everybody back when these white men send us to prison. I mean, as you said, they turn us into criminals. They criminalize us in their country. You know, we left here when we were children. We have family there, okay? And then for just driving, you go to prison, okay? Just driving and a suspended license, you can go to prison, okay? Now you check all of that out, right?
Me I listening up, Brethren.
Yeah, you check all that out, Muta. Just driving, you go to prison. So as a youth, at 18, all of my family is in America, right? I left here when I was 18.
How old is now?
I'm 50 right now. Okay. I've been deported 8 years ago.
Okay.
But I decided to forget. I won't go to America anymore. You know, this is my country. Yeah. I'll come here and help to develop this country.
Okay. So where you
Ever since I came here, my radio stopped because I listened to you, Mutabaruka, and Andrea Williams. Andrea's program is my service every Sunday morning. Okay?
Okay.
And I stay up every Wednesday for 8 years since I got back here.
Oh, yeah?
And listen to you. I'm farming. I'm into farming.
Okay. Which parish you there? Which parish you now?
Montego Bay.
Okay.
And I had corporation in America. Okay? And I sold ganja in America. They deported me for ganja. Okay? Yes. And I was a breadwinner for my brothers and sisters. I'm the biggest of 7. Well, I have a bigger sister, but I am the biggest brother, okay, of 7 of us. No father in our life. Everybody else are professional now in America. Teachers, accountants, nurses. And I get 6 children up there, okay?
Okay. So
I just lost my big daughter the 19th of August.
Up there? You lost them up there?
She just died the 19th of August.
Oh, in America?
In America.
Okay.
And I didn't even get me a passport since I got deported. I just decided that I'm going to this style. I'm going to farm. I'm raising chickens because that is pretty easy.
Yes.
And they love chicken. Everybody loves chicken. I decided instead of selling ganja, I'll sell pork, I'll sell chicken, I'll sell all the meat to those politicians. Let they get fat because they like to be fat. And I'll plant the vegetable and I'll eat it, me and my family. Okay? And sell them the meat.
Well, it is nice that you're doing something.
You know? I'm building a corporation here. So I can export things to England, America, Africa, Canada, everywhere. That's what I'm on right now.
Beautiful.
You know?
Beautiful.
I'm not going to let them hold me down, Muta.
No,
they deported Marcus too.
Yeah, of course.
I had a corporation. Our great Marcus Garvey, they deported him too, right? And I had corporation in America. I helped to school my siblings. They look at me as daddy.
Yeah.
They look at me like daddy. because none of us knew any of that.
Look how now them are legalize the ganja. It's something where you go to prison.
Yes,
for.
and I was selling ganja to take care of my family, to give them a good life. I had everything that I wanted, and I did everything that they deported me for, and more too. So I don't care about them. To hell with them. And I'll get legalized. I'll hook up with you guys. I have a whole lot of story, Muta, for you and Andrea. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the right time to come and talk with you guys.
All right, we have to move now, brethren.
Blessed love.
Give thanks to the call, man. Give thanks to the call.
I listen every tomorrow. I'm listening in the same way. I might call you again.
Call me again, of course.
Blessed love, and we'll arrange up something so I can meet up with you guys, you and Andrea. I love you all dearly, man.
Yeah, blessed. Yes, that is a story there. That is a story. But, you know, it's strange. It's strange that a man, should I say, the reason why him not go in at the prison is because him couldn't carry him camera. You know, so when you reach at the door, them take away your cell phone. As a matter of fact, if you go to American airport, you can't take no picture inside of the place them. You can't even use your phone if you come through immigration. And so that's true that a man should I say, the reason why him not going to the prison that him couldn't carry him camera. When we know, so when you're going to prison, them take away your camera, them take away your cell phone, knife, anything where you have on you, when you come out, them give you back. So if we can't carry a camera in a prison, and me want to go visit my brethren them in a prison now, and that will stop me because me can't carry a camera. No, Rasta. And then now, me want to go to Africa. And it is required for me to get a visa. And me now go Africa because me have to get a visa. And a man want to go to England and he run go get visa quick. For go to England. Me take a visa and go to Africa until me can do something about that visa problem. Simple. You think me I idiot? You think me just go Africa, so? Me take a visa and go there until me can do something about eliminating that visa problem. You think that the visa problem not going to eliminate? You think that the visa problem not going to eliminate? So me go sit down at Jamaica that about me not go Africa because me have to have a visa for go there. A man want to go England and run go get English visa. I don't understand it still. I don't understand it. A man never knows the prison states until them sleep on CVM. And me going there all the while. I mean, when me go in a prison, me talk about where the prisoner them are do in there. Me talk about the color where me see them a plant and the craft work them me see them a perform in there, where them call it rehabilitation. So everybody have him focus. Because when I did see that on the TV, I never see them a show the prisoner them a make no craft nothing. Or plant nothing. Or offer the prisoner them books. Omar, we want to yell up Omar in the prison there, you know. Yes, we want to yell up Omar in the prison as we talk about books. Aye, sir. May I tell you.
Fighting, they losing back, can't win. Them a fighting. Rastafari, they want to tackle, yeah. Uma amigo say the ruler of the earth make woman be wear them blouse and skirts.
Yes. Continue.
Yes, Muta.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man. I say almost an hour me a whole man. Yes, almost an hour me a whole the credit a burn up and thing. But
you don't listen to the conversation.
The brother there a while ago about a camera. not going to the prison because of camera.
Say them take with the camera then.
It's a total lie because you know you can't go in a camera.
Everybody knows it. Everybody in the world knows it.
Exactly.
No prison in the world allow you to carry camera in the prison. None.
Because it would be a security risk. It's part of the security thing.
And you know the problem, what hurt me more is a politician, we are look for Cotton Prime Minister of Jamaica, who say my Rasta,
What's the name of this so-called Rasta politician?
Asta Black.
Asta Black?
Yeah, and he might have to say him not going to because they take him camera.
Asta Black, not Black.
No, but I don't understand if everybody that the world knows.
And he's making an excuse for Cameron trying to save money by sending Jamaicans in prison.
Why we arguing about Cameron giving money to build prison when me no say? Me going to the prison and me never talk about the terribleness in the prison. And all we know about the terribleness in the prison is when them see it on TV the other day.
But listen, over the years,
we make them go into the prison, you know. We make CVM go into the prison, you know.
Yes.
And we make CVM go into the prison, him going into the prison because the Cameron come here. And we make CVM go into the prison.
Exactly. Exactly. But oh man, what he's coming with is not the Rasta argument. That's a rascal argument. And trying to do PR work for Cameron, who, with his racist impertinence, in trying to save money at our expense in Jamaica as Africans in Jamaica, out of order, and that nonsense. You are telling him that you don't need a visa to go to South Africa. How many times you have to repeat that to him?
No, you must say no. Him say if you stay there 3 months, and a visa you get, you get papers. It's like Jamaica. If a foreigner come to Jamaica, you have to get after 3. You can't come here without visa. You come here without visa. You have to apply.
People know that.
Yeah, you have to apply. I tell him say. You don't have to have no visa for God. You must mislead the people.
You're not misleading the people. What you're saying is true. You don't have to have a visa to go to South Africa. That's a fact. You see, he's the one who is misleading people.
But him say Naga Africa. Him say Naga Africa because him have to have visa for God.
Well, you see, you know, what I'm glad about is that he has exposed himself to the people by what he said to you, you know. It is always good to hear, you know, because he has exposed himself by the things that he has said, you know, and things. But what was this about Bonnie Wheeler being disrespected? I just got a gist. What was it really? I heard a brethren saying...
The Prime Minister, him start with a symposium. Them have a Peter Tan symposium the other night.
Yes, because it was his Earth Strong Monday. Yes.
Yeah, so them invite 3 people there, right?
Yes.
Him say, since they keep it, they have never invited Bonnie Wheeler because Bonnie Wheeler is the only living one out of the 3 man them. And it's a disrespect if you don't invite him. And then now not yesterday, when was Heroes Day? Monday, the Prime Minister giving a speech and she mentioned Peter Tosh, she mentioned Bob Marley, she mentioned Jimmy Cliff. And she never mentioned Peter, and she never mentioned Bonnie Wheeler. So that is what infuriates the whole thing. Because I heard it yesterday down as Fiver Young. There was a function down there with Bonnie Wheeler, them they did it too, and the Rastafari community and Wally Power. And he was making that statement. And then now him come now and say, wow, the world to hear that is a disrespect to Bonnie Wheeler, who is a religion level that has done so much things for the music, which is true. I don't see why them wouldn't. I think say it is more proper if them keep a symposium for Peter Tosh at least one time. Them should have invite Bonnie Wheeler there.
I agree with that totally. It's total disrespect that Bonnie as the only surviving Wheeler and who is so crucial to Jamaica's international power was not mentioned. And when Portia Simpson is talking about Peter...
I think him get a OD and a OJ still, you know.
No, I know that. No, I know he has got those awards. But what I'm saying, when Portia Simpson is speaking and calling Bob and Peter's name,
she's wrong not to have called Bunny's name.
Yeah, if you call the two, she can call the other one, of course.
Exactly, and that is not a oversight. That's an insult. That's an insult. That's straight. That's totally wrong of Portia Simpson. Totally wrong.
Yeah.
And she should apologize for that. Yes, she should apologize to Bunny Wheeler for that. You know, and thing. But you say power is the only argument that satisfies the man. Why I'm saying this now, as what Marcus Garvey said, the Chinese president came here on Tuesday for a 4-day visit. And the reception that he's been given, the red carpet, is more than the Roman Catholic Pope and more than what Barack Obama has gotten.
Yeah, but England is an Anglican state, not a Roman Catholic state.
No. I am saying that he was given the biggest reception, more than Barack Obama and the Roman Catholic thing. The point that is being made is that because of the power of China, that David Cameron's regime has burned, want to get Chinese investment.
Well, them just invest.
30 billion.
Yeah.
You see?
Them just announced that.
Yes, and the Chinese will be building a nuclear plant in Britain.
Yes.
So Britain is cozying up to them, Cameron at least, you know, to get the money. And it goes to show what Marcus Garvey said. If the Chinese were not a superpower, the British would not do that. No. Because remember, years ago, they had a saying also in China, you know, that no Chinese, no dogs allowed. That was when China was not united.
But England used to sell opium over there, so man.
And wage war on China to force the Chinese to consume opium.
Yeah, them used to sell opium.
To become drug addicts.
The British used to sell opium over there.
Exactly, and wage war on the Chinese to force them to open the ports to sell opium coming from India.
India, yeah, of course.
Yes, you know, so these people are people who have no principles. These racists, they do anything to get money on that type of business. So if the Chinese never have a nuclear bomb, you know, what is interesting, you know, is that the Chinese started to develop their nuclear weapon in 1954. And by the time Khrushchev stopped helping them because they never had the technology, the Chinese had already learned so much that by 1964 the Chinese became a nuclear power by conducting their first nuclear explosions and that type of thing. And it just got to show what Marcus Garvey said, that we as African people, we have to have military power, economic power, because power, a race without authority and power, is a race without respect, because that is all that counts.
That's all them know.
That's all them know. Because you and I know this, Muta. The only thing that the European respect is force. Nothing else. Yeah. The European is not concerned with truths and rights, justice, and that type of thing. Any African who believes that the European is concerned with truths and rights and people's power and so has been mentally masturbated, emancipated in slavery. The only thing that Europeans respect is power, force, nothing else. Yeah. And this is why Marcus Garvey said we have to have one army, one navy, and one air force so that we can lend and give protection to our African race at home in Mother Africa and abroad in Jamaica.
All right, we have to move, Virgin. We have to move with it on the time, you know.
All right, then. So, next strong.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, man, we are going to.
Our African people is the only thing the European respect.
Highly, yes. So, I will say give thanks for the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the energy. We have to say we're there again. Little more from this, from 2 to 5:45.
Music gonna teach them one lesson.
liquor station have the roots like some liquor weed. I want to them indeed.